What is up, everybody? It's me, Trigger Happy Gamer, and today we are doing another story time. This one is a spoopy story time. This took place when I was about 7 or 8. Thanks, dog. I lived upstairs where my sister Sam's room is now, and we had a bunk bed, and I always slept on the top bunk, being the alpha sibling and whatever. Basically what happened was, I remember I woke up from like a nightmare and I was really freaked. And I remember, and for all I know, this could have been warped through time because, and honestly, I'm pretty convinced that it was just a little me hallucinating after waking up from a nightmare. But what I can tell you that I remember, one of these has a conclusion, but the second part doesn't. I remember waking up in our bright pink room that had a little lamp because I was scared of the dark, and I saw like this thing walk by, and I was totally freaked out about it because I thought it was a ghost, and I was like, and it went to my sister's bunk, and I was like, oh, killed Sam. And if I go to sleep, it'll kill me too. And I was way too scared to call for help and whatever. Turns out that it was actually just my sister in a bedsheet. And I was so tired that I didn't understand what was happening and assumed that it was a ghost. Little me was not the brightest of the bunch. Still am not the brightest of the bunch. Probably never will be, but whatever. But this next part is the stranger part. I remember looking out my window probably around midnight, and there was something in the window, and all I can explain it was a dark, pale, a gaunt, dead face with sharp teeth. And this has been about 8 to 9 years, so my memory is not the clearest about this part. And I remember, what I can remember was he royally freaked me out, and that's turned on the thing, if I go to sleep I'm gonna die even more. So, I curled up and I was like, oh no, not today, Satan. And I was curled up, flipping, sobbing my little heart out. I was totally terrified. And well, basically what happened was I fell asleep and I woke up and I was fine. But I went looking out for a ladder the next day in our backyard or something. And I told my parents, and they're like, Tori, stop being paranoid. But as a kid I was obsessed with death, so I could have probably all made it up in my head. I also liked to sleep talk. So I'd sit up in the middle of the night and just repeat, Mommy, I'm scared. Oh my gosh, laundry. I would just repeat, Mommy, I'm scared, until she would tell me to go to sleep, which is really weird. But I did it all the time. So that just proves to you I was a messed up and paranoid little child. Still haven't pulled an all-nighter. Probably never will, because I'll probably fall asleep before the time is up, because longest I've ever stayed up was about midnight to, I don't know, I can't. People like to prank me when they're trying to pull all-nighters, and I don't even care at this point. I just keep sleeping. I'm always that one person that falls asleep first, and everyone's like, you missed all of it, and I'm like, I don't care. You know what you missed? Good night's sleep. Now who's the loser now? But the only times I've ever gotten close to pulling an all-nighter was the time I had a nosebleed so bad. This was same room, same bunk bed. I literally slathered my blood all over the wall because I was so confused on what I should do. So my mom woke up to a bloody-faced child sitting on the top of a bunk with blood all over the top of the walls. that was a story. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any spoopy stories or suggestions on what I should do next, leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Ba 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 da ba ba da.